Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Stacey Storino, normally from Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, but today I am doing my 365-day live stream YouTube channel orbit to my self-named YouTube channel. So if you're new around here, definitely check out not only this video. Hey, Stephanie. She says, hello, girl. Missed you early today. Yeah, I know, Stephanie Jones. It's been a very long day. My son had some emergency dental stuff, gushing blood out of the side of his gum this morning at school. I was going gangbusters on work until I got that phone call. And like many, hey, Betty, what's going on? It's Betty Bullerjack in the house. Yes, I know. So, hey, Andrew George, I'm always honored when you guys check in with me. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much. So yeah, he's on some painkillers now, and he may or may not go to school tomorrow. He's actually going to need a second extraction towards the end of the month, but they did some early intervention with him today, and then there were a lot of tears and a lot of exhaustion, but now he's starting to perk up. Before he was eating some bread and keeping that down. So that's a good deal. All right. So I know, it was pretty gory. And so that threw everything sideways. So like any parent knows, especially entrepreneur moms, entrepreneur dads, as anybody knows, when something goes wrong with the kids, it's hard to get yourself back into the swing of things at work. And if they really, really need you, if something traumatic happened, we're lucky nothing worse happened. Lots of parents with kids in sports and stuff, that's a real risk. That can throw things really, really sideways. So, I had to do everything I could possibly do to just put out whatever fires were going on in the background today, and do some live streams in various groups that I teach in. Definitely get someone to help me on something else. And here I am today. I would like to do this quick video because I do want to talk about something that I know was very big in 2019, but it's expected to get even bigger in 2020. And I will tell you what that is and why in just a second. Stephanie says, I understand. I got a call from my middle one that she fell straight on the floor, smacked down in her face, and then she knocked her tooth out. Oh, hugs to you. Hugs to you and your sweet daughter, too. There we go. Boom. Stephanie Jones. Thank you so much, Betty. And hello, Andrew George. Okay, so something that's going to be really big for next year. And I'm going to introduce the concept of it here and kind of give you some food for thought, put a pin in it, and then we're going to talk about implementation over the course of this 365-day orbit. So we're definitely going to come back to this. So chat, I'm sure by now it's not a hot flash from the newsroom that chat is a really big thing in 2019. ManyChat was one of those first platforms that really came out of the gate very strong. Lots of folks over the last year-ish have said that email open rates, which are always important, might be a certain small percentage, but their open rates or engagement rates or enrollment rates for chat boxes like ManyChat, Mobile Monkey is another big, strong platform that's now competing with ManyChat. Folks are reporting like 80% open rates, subscription rates, engagement rates with chat. So if you've heard about it, but you had a lot going on with your personal and or professional life, especially as an entrepreneurial parent, and you're like, oh, chat, I really have been meaning to get to it. Don't feel like, that's it. It's too late. I didn't get into it for 2019. And now we're going into the holiday season and we'll be lucky, if I can keep up with house, spouse, kid, worship, pets, plants, and my business and anything else I'm doing to bootstrap. It's just going to be too hard. A lot of businesses, no matter what their stripe, make a lot of their money for the year during this last business quarter. So I'm going to say it up front and acknowledge that it's a really super busy time for everybody. So I'm going to kind of leave this here, on October 3rd, 2019. I'm going to say that one of the things that you put a pin in and you definitely put towards the top of your to-do list to at least get into pole position for 2020 or to be on the attack about in 2020 is chat. Because it's not like all those rates are suddenly going to drop through the floor. Okay, they're still going to be very strong for 2020, and you can build on that. Now, Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill hasn't, and if you haven't subscribed to the Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill YouTube channel, you may as well. We've got dozens and dozens of videos on there that show you different aspects of videos that our followers have either asked for, like directly requested, or videos that we use for marketing and sales purposes that really, there might be an exception, but otherwise every single one of those videos have been winners for us. So if you want to use any of those videos as case studies for what you might do, especially if you have a products-based business, even if it doesn't involve food, behind the scenes stuff, tips and tricks, the making of, people love that stuff. Seeing a video that's showing off options of products, even if they're not edible like ours, those are all winners. They work way better than you would think they do. So I recommend that you subscribe to that channel, and also make sure, if you haven't already, to subscribe to the Stacey Storino YouTube channel. We are in the midst, we're on day 4 of a 365-day YouTube live stream orbit. So let me just give you a couple more things as I introduce the concept of chat to your business, to fold into the mix of your business, if you will. Not only do I think it's important because it's a thing, lots of people like them right now. It's not, some of my students, we talk about fads versus trends when we're, doing our marketing research and forecasting, right? So this is not a fad. So if you were afraid the first couple months that you heard about chats and chatbots and stuff like that, and you're like, oh, it's a fad, and I've got tech overwhelm anyway, so hopefully it blows away. It might have, but it hasn't. It's held really strong for the last year plus, so it's here to stay for the foreseeable future. And marketing experts like Neil Patel have forecasted that they're only going to continue to gain in importance. Neil Patel believes in this so much. He's a backer for ManyChat's, like I said, one of the first chatbots that came out of the gate real strong in terms of this type of platform. But Mobile Monkey is a Neil Patel-backed venture. So he believes in this so much, he's doubling down on it by getting involved in a company that has a platform like this. Now, why? Not just because everything isn't going to go falling through the floor next year. It's for the foreseeable future going to be a very strong methodology. And I'll tell you Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, our involvement with it and what we're going to do for 2020 in a minute. But Neil Patel said that the understanding is that Facebook is going to be moving chatbots. They're going to integrate more with chatbots. Chatbots are going to get more power and more presence on the Facebook platform, which nearly any of you watching this either live or on the replay are going to reap the benefits of it if you get involved on that front. And Betty, your husband, sincerely with his business, winner for him too. So you guys can learn about chatbots together. The couple that chatbots together stays together. I don't know. It seemed like a thing to throw out there, but legit, especially for his business, because I know what he does. So this is the deal. Not only are they going to become more powerful and more integrated and suffused throughout Facebook in 2020, but they're also going to be loaded onto Instagram. That is pretty much a for sure, which might not shock you when you think about it, because Instagram is owned under the corporate umbrella that also owns / is Facebook. I mean, Facebook acquired Instagram a number of years ago now. So why wouldn't it do that, right? So when you think about it, this announcement makes sense. It's something that the integration is expected to take place over the course of 2020. So, I didn't even know what chatbots do, but it sounds like I need to find out. Betty, both you and your husband should. Okay, so here's the deal. Chatbots. For now, if you like Betty, you're like, I've heard of them, but I don't know enough about them. Your only homework right now is to understand what they are as a platform. They really are their own platform, like Instagram is, its own kind of platform. Facebook is, YouTube is, voila, blogs / the internet. You have to, as I've said before, every single day that I've been doing this live stream orbit so far, I've been saying you do have to be omni-channel. And that is something that Neil Patel has also recently come out in terms of saying is important to him when he coaches people as well. You have to be omni-channel, which means working multiple platforms simultaneously, because algorithms are getting more and more populated with more and more data from more and more accounts that are definitely waking up and taking the various platforms and their algorithms seriously. If you're not sure what an algorithm is, in short, it's a mathematical, computational, algebraic formula that rules what content is seen, what's penalized, what's not, what shows up in your live feed versus in someone else's feed from your account versus, what's statically available on your account if someone comes to you. If someone doesn't come to you and look through your feed, the algorithm determines how much of anything you publish in your feed is shown to them, like automatically. So unless something like violates platform terms of service, whatever you post will be there in your account's feed on Instagram or on Facebook, etc. But people may have to know to come and look for it if it doesn't rank high enough and significantly enough according to the weight it's given by that algorithm. So algorithms for each platform, there's a lot of similarities between the platforms, but they're not all, obviously there's differences as well. And they can never tell you all the ins and outs of the algorithm, because if they do, then everyone would game the system. So it's sort of like storm chasing. You have all these experts that may or may not have an in at, a lot of these, platforms, back offices, and or they can look into the code. Maybe there's like all these algorithm chasers. So they perform very important jobs. So over the course of this 365-day orbit, some of these videos will definitely touch upon, if not do a deep dive, in a lot of the trends for 2020. But let's go back to chatbots. So chatbots are important. Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill right now we don't officially use a chatbot, but we are starting to look at ManyChat. So, and these platforms, I believe many of them, if I'm not mistaken, have a freemium or free level of usage. And then, of course, it's just the gateway drug to paid. But so for sure, if you're like, I don't know that I want to put money into chatbots yet, I'm just starting my business, or my business isn't yet persistently and consistently profitable, or it is, but one more thing to buy right now, there should be free levels. So go investigate ManyChat and Mobile Monkey, and then, look up what competitors they have to compare and contrast on your own what might feel more comfortable for you. So what a chatbot is it's like this little automated kind of system that you program from behind. So I'm learning how to do it now, but you program from behind to like ask questions when somebody like taps on the chatbot interface, and it'll be like, need help, or can I answer a question for you? You program what it says, and then depending upon what answers somebody puts in or what, they click in terms of options, it'll unpack. And it's kind of like a very intelligent FAQ, or frequently asked questions section on a website. Like some of you may have a website that if somebody clicks, it'll like unpack like accordion style, and it'll give them their answers. And if, they can close it back up. It's sort of like that with a little bit more algorithmic intelligence to it, And depending upon, if you're in the free version and you're limited, or you're in the paid version and you have more options, and depending upon how many options you leverage, it's really like a bot is chatting with the other person. And it can get them to subscribe to your email list. And this is one of the reasons why, if not the biggest, arguably, if it can get sales for you, sure, that's like the most important thing. But without an email list, your business really suffers. And especially without an engaged email list, your business suffers. So a lot of folks that are smart are using chatbots for their business, no matter big or small. You're doing tangible products, you're doing digital products, you're offering services. This is a great way, especially with 80% open rates, engagement rates, and so on, to get people onto your email list. And then depending upon how you program the sequences, and it's not deep coding or anything like that, which is delightful because I'm almost 50. I'll be 49 October 16th. And I can promise you now, I don't want to do deep dish coding. No, 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 no. So if you feel the same way, that's fine. You don't have to for the chatbots. Hey, Transformational Healing by Donna. Hi there. Hi. Yay. Glad you could make it. So, no matter what kind of business you have, products or services, edible products or not, consumable goods or not, CPA tax or not, you should really consider folding chatbots into the mix. So I'm learning about it now myself, to be fully transparent, just because the information is really there, that this is one of the very powerful tools you need to have in your arsenal, either going into 2020, or you definitely should have it in and running and firing on all cylinders in the first business quarter of 2020, because you can grow your email list. It's a great way to do some basic level customer service. Studies and surveys are showing all the more that people would rather, you would never have thought the day would have come, but how hard is it to pick up a phone and call another human being? But increasingly people are not digging on that. I don't know. It's faster to them. Maybe they feel it's more convenient. Maybe they don't feel like being sociable with a human being. So if they can get answers from a chatbot, and then they're like, okay, I will, subscribe to the email list because you're going to email me that 20% off coupon or what have you, or you're going to give me that free guide or whatever your ethical bribe is. Believe it or not, the chatbot can help, be your wingman or wingbot, I guess, to get people to subscribe to that email list. But people just don't feel like talking to people as much in real life anymore. I'm not sure I like it, but it doesn't matter what I like, and it doesn't really matter in a way what you like either. It's what's working for businesses today. Now, for sure, you want to go out and invite people to your galleries. You want to go to craft fairs or bazaars or conventions. Please do. I am not personally saying, don't do IRL or in real life stuff. I'm Generation X and not by the skin of my teeth, people. But this is the thing. An entrepreneurial mom, dad, parent, it doesn't matter. We need to have our finger on the pulse of what's working today. So unless you have heavy duty baby boomers and traditionalists, the folks are wanting the chat. And the young at heart baby boomers are even getting into the chat now. It's been around for way more than a year now. So a lot of the baby boomers are getting better and better at that tech curve. Some of them may be you, right? You've got kids and now you've got grandkids, for goodness sakes. But, you're young at heart, and, please, I remember just a couple of years ago, my in-laws didn't even want to even think about YouTube. They thought it was dumb, and they're watching it practically more than the TV cable they're paying for. So the whole point is to bring this back to bots and chatbots is, so many people would rather get the answer quick. They would rather talk to a bot and just get there. And whether that's right or wrong or anything in between, if you don't have it, you're not as competitive. As a business, yes, even as a home-based business, Yes, even as a home-based business, even if you have no tangible products or you're nothing but products, you can actually introduce people to your products depending upon how you program the chat. So people are like, what's your latest product line? They can give them answers. They can give them text answers. It is getting to the point where they will be integrating video more with chat as time goes on. And y'all know how important video is. Static imagery just isn't good enough. And please, the words only posts, nobody sees those. The algorithms don't rank those at all. They'll again be there in your feed or on your Facebook timeline or something. But unless somebody's engaging with you hyper, they're not going to see word only posts. And static imagery is falling away. Back in 2014, it was like if you weren't using static imagery, that was not totally unusual. That was kind of where we are with bots now, is my whole point. So and that's only 5 years ago, maybe a little less, that we were really convincing ourselves to put images in posts and to be fussy about the images and to really make sure that our blog posts had images in them. Then over the last couple of years, it's been video. The last 2 to 3 years, it's live stream. And now we're at the bot and the voice technology thing, which I'm going to introduce you to and discuss various reasons why that's important to fold into your business for 2020 as well. Betty says, my 90-year-old father-in-law uses text a lot. We almost never talk on the phone. Betty, that was every millennial. I'm spelling it wrong. Millennial. I'm still doing it wrong. Well, YouTube, I hate to misspell things. It bothers me. Okay, that was every, how about we just put Gen Y person a few years ago. See how folks catch up. So don't laugh, even if you are selling to grandmas and grandpas or older parents like me. Let me tell you, they're wanting to do the chat too. So before I knock off here, I want to tell you that although right now Joe's Dairy Bar and Grill, my family's business, and then I have my own coaching business and educational online content business, Woman 101. Now, we'll talk about Joe's. You would think, how would Joe's use a chatbot? First of all, we've been asked by several customers now, when you getting a chatbot? When your own customers are asking you, come on, but back it up. Even though we don't have a chatbot yet, we will for 2020, or we're going to look stale, which no business can afford to do. We have been taking orders by the Messenger app to our Facebook page and our Facebook group. So you could be a member of either, and you can place orders with us via chat. Not a chat bot, but a chat. And do you know how many people, or on Instagram by DM or direct message, okay? So what's scary about that, they're ordering food. They could go to Grubhub online if they want to. We're there, right? And they could do it. But a lot of the young and the young at heart, that even feels stodgy and old. They'd prefer a chat bot, but obviously they're not turned off to DM or direct message us on Instagram. We get hundreds to $1,000 a week worth of business just off Instagram alone and our DMing and how we message and train the people that although we don't have a chatbot yet, you can still through chat the Messenger app on Facebook or DM on Instagram. And I am telling you, the phone rings and we get takeout orders. But you know what is a stupidly super close second? Chat. Orders being placed by chat. So you may as well get the darn chatbot, because when your customers are asking for you to put it in, that's kind of a telltale sign that you should, because then they could get the order in faster. Why can't they get the order in faster? Or if they have quick questions before they factor their own order, talking to a human. I don't want to make small talk. I don't want to exchange pleasantries. I just want to get my order in there. And the thing is, I didn't like it. It made me feel very uncomfortable even 2 years ago that this was a trend on the rise just with the chat. So chatbots and voice. So just a little teaser for tomorrow's Orbit live stream, folks. We are going to talk about the rising power of ordering via voice, and that there is technology in place to allow you to take orders through voice. I'm just going to introduce you to a couple of concepts over the next couple of days, and then we're going to go back and unpack these next week as I continue my 365-day orbit. It is estimated, here is my teaser in terms of why this is important to show up tomorrow. It is estimated that by the end of 2020, if not sooner, 50% of a business's orders, let me put it to you this way. By the end of 2020, if not sooner, 50% of all people will be doing their ordering via voice. And if you're like, what? Think Alexa, think Cortana, think things like that. Even Siri. Voice is way too powerful, and the tech now is there to harness to take the orders because, apparently it's too much trouble to even do this anymore. It's true. You know what? You can't beat them. Join them. So make sure that you hit that big red subscribe button, click the bell notification when you can, circle back, hit the bell again, toggle all so that you can get all of the notifications for when I go live next. Tomorrow will be day 5 in the 365-day live stream orbit. I hope I provided some value, some food for thought. Go look up bots, go look up Chatbots, and we'll talk more tomorrow. Bye.